I did prepare for UPSC also, so I've mentioned that. And then I got an interview call, and then I don't know what they liked, like
So you don't know what they liked. That's interesting.
maybe my profile, my political acumen. Anyone would have seen the JD and would have said 4 to 5 years experience. Why should I apply? If I would not have applied, and in general, what I feel is that I apply to each and every role in the market. I see if it requires good political acumen. If I have skill, I apply to the role.
And I
Yes.
speak to a lot of people who come to me and say that, "Look, we have been applying for 1 month, nothing is happening. What do we do? How should we refine our strategy?"
So rejections are a tough part for anyone. Like I have been to interviews where I was interviewed for the final round and then I got rejected.
Yeah.
I'll build skills. I will land a role, although things take time.
So why political consulting, Shubham? Like, what made you get into political consulting, and you were like so sure, like you are at the moment, that I knew it is political consulting?
Resume session with Jigyasu sir. Obviously, you need to have a very good resume to get a shortlist. So those sessions played a very important part for me. And not to restrict yourself in one exam. That exam is like if you crack that exam, then your life is good. You don't crack that exam, then your life is not good. So I don't believe in this. Like life is a test match. I relate to cricket a lot. So life is not a T20 game and it's a test match. You'll get your second innings. The what the company does actually on ChatGPT, and then I ask ChatGPT to frame questions regarding this. Then you have to your knowledge comes into how do you explain this? Which gender come into place? Which income level are there in the constituencies? The data quality checks. This is very important part of working in analytics.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for taking time out for this conversation, and congratulations for getting into Kamakhya Analytics as a consultant.
Thank you, sir.
Great. It's a very niche role, Shubham. Political consulting in general is not known for analytics per se. In that perspective, I was very happy that, someone from Rebounce got into a really niche, really exciting roles on the analytics side in the political consulting space. We will just talk a little bit about it. What is the organization all about? What is the role all about?
So Kamakhya Analytics is the analytical wing of Varahe, like
Mhm.
the parent company is Varahe. What we work on is surveys, data analytics, data engineering, all the surveys part of various states. That is what we work on specifically.
Okay.
And in my job profile, like we can say to track survey reports, analyze the patterns, identifying anomalies using my political intelligence. So apart from analytics, my political intelligence also plays a role.
Okay, great. Sounds good. That's interesting. And I think more interesting, Shubham, is the story behind how you got into this role. So I'm very keen to hear about that, and I'm sure our audience would be going through this, would like to know more about it, would be keen to hear it as well. So do you mind just sharing in detail how did you manage to get into this particular role, Shubham?
So the job profile which came, it was project delivery manager,
So how
and
did
it
you
required.
how did you come across this job profile also in the first place?
So it was posted on LinkedIn,
Acha, okay.
the official page of the company. So I had applied for this profile.
Mhm.
I did like I DM'd some of the leadership team also of Kamakhya Analytics
Mhm.
about like my profile, like what I've done. Like I worked in Cognizant for a year, so there I worked on
Okay,
Power BI. So
okay,
that
okay.
part also I've mentioned. I did prepare for UPSC also, so I've mentioned that. And then I got an interview call, but it was a bit delayed because of the results that were happening in like the results were 5 states results were supposed to happen, so it got a bit
Mhm.
delayed.
Mhm.
And then I had 2 rounds of interview. The first round was with someone, and the second round was with the directors of the company.
Sounds good, Shubham. This is exciting. But let's talk a little bit about your story about the role in general was not in line with the kind of experience you were carrying, right? And how did you manage the entire journey around it and still ended up landing with this role?
So I would like to clear that I was not selected for the managerial role. I was
Okay,
selected
so
for the coordinator
initially
role.
it
One
was
role
the
just came.
managerial role, which you
Yeah,
came across on LinkedIn.
yeah,
Okay.
but I was selected for the coordinator role, one role below manager. So like the the things were pretty similar. Like I applied, they thought that we should give him a chance. Then I interviewed. I think it was pretty similar. And then I don't know what they liked. Like I could clear both the rounds of interview. I'm like, I've joined the company now.
So you don't know what they liked. That's interesting.
Maybe my profile, my political acumen.
Yeah. That sounds good. But I think the important point over here, Shubham, from my perspective, is you ought to be giving yourselves a chance, right? If you don't give yourselves a chance, no one in the market would be willing to give you a chance, right? First, it starts with yourself, right?
If I would have seen, anyone would have seen the JD and would have said 4 to 5 years experience. Why should I apply? I have 1 year of experience, so I gave myself a chance. So if I would not have applied, and in general, what I feel is that I apply to each and every role in the market. I see if it requires good political acumen. If I have skill, I apply to the role. Like I've during this time, I've applied to n number of roles, whatever role came in the market.
What makes you stick to the process, keep applying, not getting disheartened by rejections? I'm sure many would have happened in this journey, right, Shubham? And I
Yes.
speak to a lot of people who come to me and say that, look, we have been applying for 1 month, nothing is happening. What do we do? How should we refine our strategy, etc., etc. So, like, how did you, took rejections in your stride and kept applying until you landed with a role?
So rejections are a tough part for anyone. Like I have been to interviews where I was interviewed for the final round and then I got rejected.
Yeah.
But again, then you like I knew that I want to go into this field. Like that was pretty clear in my mind. I did not have second thoughts. Yeah, I will go to some other field. I would do a master's. So I was pretty
Mhm.
sure that I'll build skills. I will land a role, although things take time. And it's very natural. Like you cannot expect you just like you start applying and in 15 days you will land two interviews and you will land a job. That does not happen. The market is tough, but you till you don't give yourself a chance, you like nothing can happen. Give yourself a chance, keep going. Just like it may take time, but with time, I think things do fall in place.
That makes sense. With times, things do fall in place. I think that's important. So why political consulting, Shubham? Like what made you get into political consulting and you were like so sure, like you are at the moment, that I knew it is political consulting. Whatever, space or area I get into, for example, this one, the role is more focused on the analytical side of things. But what is this genesis of interest into political consulting?
So, like I would tell an honest story. Since
Yeah.
seventh standard, I would watch news debates. The election result date, I would
Mm.
tune into 6 a.m. to watch the Rujans in the initial level of. So that came. So this is in seventh standard. You don't decide on career. Political
Mm.
consulting, I think, came into India in 2013-14.
Correct.
So this is how I built. In college, I was doing MUN in Nagpur Circle, debates, political debates. So all these things came very naturally. So while preparing for UPSC, I got to know about this field. I had some of my friends who worked in this field, talking to them. Then I realized that it was happening since childhood. Like I was watching every news debate. So political debates are very prime time is political debates in India. So
Mm.
mm, since childhood, if you see, my political acumen kept developing, and I thought that if there's a role which interests me, I can watch politics day in day out. Analytics is what I've learned. I've learned with time. I worked in Cognizant, that helped me a lot. So I thought that this would be a perfect role, like, and this would be the field that I would happily work.
Great. There are very few people, Shubham, who have this level of clarity. So kudos to you. That sounds very excellent. Okay, now let's talk about this journey of yours with us, Shubham, with Rebounce. Like, how did you come to know about us? When did you decide that, look, okay, it's gonna be Rebounce, let me come in here and give myself a chance to get into the market. I really like the balloons in the background and then sort of decide the rest of the things. So how did it happen?
So I was looking for a transition into this space. I thought I would like I did start applying for to some companies, but then I got to like I was giving my IB ACIO mains exam. It was on 11th January, and the rebounds cohort was starting from 10th of January. So although I was in still dilemma, I gave my mains and then I joined rebounds. And I knew that whatever be the result, if I get a chance, I would think. But then I thought now is the time that I would be shifting to a to this political consulting space if my things don't work out in the IB mains exam. So that is when I decided to and I could see the testimonials I saw. I did talk to some of the who were a part of Rebounce. So that is where I thought that this is the organization which can help me transition.
Great, sounds good. And what are some of the things, Shubham, which you think that really you got from Rebounce and that really played a role in your journey till date?
So there were multiple things, especially the resume session with Jigyasu sir. Obviously, you need to have a very good resume to get a shortlist. There are n number of people applying in the market, so those sessions played a very important part for me. Resume sessions, and even the sessions which you took in public policy. I remember the data analytics session, interpolation, although it has been time, missing value imputations. Now I work, so the white paper I worked on public policy. So NFHS data, I worked few days back on it. So applying pivot there. So these basic things, it gave me a knack of I was into the process. Like I did not detach myself from. So all these master classes and the resume sessions were very helpful, and even like the personal group that we have, like I have, if you see my messages, like there have been plenty, like I have been constantly messaging, so they also help me a lot, like you both.
Great, sounds good. So it's like you learned the consulting part of politics from the political consulting program, and you learned the analytics part of sort of from the policy program.
Yes.
Okay, okay, great. That sounds good, Shubham. Let's go a little back and let's talk about your journey in general. How long did you prepare for competitive examinations, including UPSC, Shubham? And what was that moment when you realized that, look, this is the time I need to come out of it?
Sir, so after my graduation, I worked for 1 year at Cognizant. Then in 2022 mid, I switched to UPSC preparation. I went to Delhi and started preparing. And then in 2025, and I would say but I did clear IB exam, so I got inclined towards it. Ki, let's give it one last chance. And that was the time in 2025 when I started of thinking of transition.
Hmm. So 25 end is when you started thinking of transition. 26 mid is when you have made the transition.
Yes.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So recently UPSC exam happened, right? And a lot of people appeared for it. And it was sort of not along the lines where a typical pre happens, where maybe the element of randomness is always there, but this time around maybe it was high, and a lot of people are talking not so good things about it. Emotions are high, and people are thinking that UPSC has not done the right thing and stuff like that. In this scenario, what is your opinion? How important is a plan B, and how should people in general think about it?
Sir, I won't say that how many attempts to give. I won't advise anyone that. I
Mhm.
think it depends on the individual, at what age you are, where
Sure.
at what age you want to get settled, family responsibilities. There are a number of reasons. But I feel the world is full of opportunities. Like right now, I can give 10 plan Bs to any UPSC aspirant because I've searched, and there are in the 21st century, there are plenty of opportunities to basically and not to restrict yourself in one exam. That exam is like, if you crack that exam, then your life is good. You don't crack that exam, then your life is not good. So I don't believe in this. To conclude all this, I would say that life gives you a second inning. Like life is a test match. I relate to cricket a lot. So life is not a T20 game, and it's a test match. You'll get your second innings. It's just that you have to be prepared.
I really like that. Absolutely. You get your second innings and you make the most of it, right?
True.
Great, great. Sounds good. So what made you so much very, very committed to the fact that UPSC nahi hoga to kuch to hoga, right? What gave you that confidence that, once I start getting into this plan B space, kuch to kar hi le.
सर ऑनेस्टली वो कॉन्फिडेंस था कि कुछ तो कर ही लेंगे, जॉब की भी थी, है
Hmm.
मतलब बैकग्राउंड है वगैरह. But जब rejection, like when the rejections came, शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं आ रही है, बहुत चीजें हो रही है, तो दैट शेक्ड माई कॉन्फिडेंस। बट वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस हमेशा था कि चीजें तो बेटर कर ही लेंगे, अच्छा पढ़ा है, वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस हमेशा से था, वो अभी भी है। बट जब रिजेक्शन आते हैं तो यू फील दैट हीट, लाइक रिजेक्शंस डू मेक यू फील द हीट।
Okay, I think one of the things which I really want Shubham you talk about is how did you prepare for this role in terms of your interview, right? I remember when you sort of reached out to us for the first time that this is one role which has come up. Should you go for it or not? Should you apply for it or not? What are the chances, etc. And of course, we said, as we say, everyone, if you are interested, go for it. No questions, right? But then still the confidence level was not that high that you would make it, right? You wanted to give it a chance, but you were never sure about it, right? But you made the most of it. So I just want you to talk through your preparation, which I really want all of you to sort of focus here, because you really prepared thoroughly, you really prepared well for this process. And I really want everyone who would be going through this to focus on this. Okay, you're giving yourselves a chance, but to give yourselves a fair chance, you have to put in hard work. How did you go about it?
Sir, initially I also had my doubts, but since I got a good time to prepare, I thought that I would give my all. I had been doing the Excel course in Udemy, so that part was I was focusing on. And then what I did is I put my JD in ChatGPT, my resume in ChatGPT, the what the company does actually on ChatGPT, and then I asked ChatGPT to frame questions regarding this role, what I've done, what do they expect from me, and now then ChatGPT gives you a question, then you ask for an answer, then you ask for a concise answer, then you ask what other questions could be asked from the same question. So in multiple, ChatGPT keeps giving you the questions, and obviously you have to put your mind into it.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to rephrase the answers. You cannot just say so. Like you made use of ChatGPT a lot, especially in the data analytics part, the survey part, like how are survey done, how are survey anomalies checked. So I relied on ChatGPT very heavily.
Brilliant, Shubham. Do you mind sharing your screen and maybe take people through how exactly did you go about it? How did your notes look like? Maybe
Yes,
that
sir, I
gives people
can.
some confidence in terms of how do you prepare for the interviews, right?
So, this is how I prepared. Like, how would you design a voter behavior survey? So, ChatGPT. There, I put my some like these are the factors, but like you have to like you cannot say all these factors. Demographics is so like how do you explain these factors? ChatGPT would
Mm,
give you a
mm,
short. Then you
mm.
have to your knowledge comes into how do you explain this? Which gender come into place? Which income level are there in the constituencies? So that part. These are the question is field executive plan, the data quality checks. This is very important part of working in analytics, analysis and insights generation, reporting and recommendation. So this can be a question how I'd handle unreliable field data.
Yeah,
Like although these questions were not typically asked on
of course,
interview,
of
but
course.
this is how I prepared.
Nice. That sounds pretty comprehensive. So it's like you talking to ChatGPT, you getting into details and further details until unless you're confident about you knowing the stuff, right? Or you knowing the keywords which are there on the job description well.
Yes, sir.
And this gives you confidence that you are ready for it, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Sounds good, Shubham. Thank you so much. This sounds like a pretty comprehensive exercise to prepare for an interview before the actual interview. Great. Sounds good. Any final thoughts, Shubham, in terms of how people should be going about it if they're looking for an intersection of political consulting and analytics?
So there, I would say, I would honestly say that this is a niche field. There are less companies working in this field. In general, political consulting, top-notch companies are pretty less still in India. Although it's a growing field, many players you would see many players, especially in the upcoming election. So I feel that there are ample of opportunities. It's just that you make a good profile for yourself, and most importantly, you have a good political acumen, and rest you'll like anyone can eat. Like if they've prepared well, there are ample opportunities.
Great. Thank you so much, Shubham. Thank you for your time. Wish you all the very best for this role. Wish you all the very best to navigate Bangalore's traffic.
Thank you so much, sir.